right, y'all. Hey, y'all. So today is my first day of launching my first YouTube channel. Forgive me if I keep like looking over here and looking over here because we don't have no equipment for YouTube. We literally just got the phone. Okay, so I have to look at the camera. So today's topic that I wanted to talk about was becoming the manager of your life. And at first I wanted to say like, you know, being the CEO of your life, until God kind of like hit me and, you know, just basically saying like, if you're the CEO of your life, then you give and you leave no room for God to, you know, be in control of your entire life. So I changed it and I said, okay, you know what? God's the CEO and then we are the manager of our life. So there was like a few topics that I wanted to talk about today when becoming the manager of your life, right? And the first one was acceptance, expectations / letting go, releasing the need to know how and when, what is your pain and acknowledging it, and then setting boundaries. So those are the 5 topics that we'll be talking about today. So we're just gonna get straight into it. Okay, I'm so excited, y'all. So I first want to start off with thinking of yourself as a magnet. And when you think of yourself as a magnet, it's like, you know, you're attracted to whatever it is that you think that you are, right? So if you're attracted to drama or gossip or, you know, stuff like that, then that's what your being of who you are is literally going to attract to. If you're attracted to like success and wealth and new opportunities and, you know, changing your mindset and stuff like that, then that's what you will be attracted to. So I just wanted to throw that out there to just start the video off with. And then the next question that I wanted to ask you all is a question I think you should ask yourself is, how do you want to be? And a lot of times in life, you know, we always think about what we want, but we never think about who we want to become. Like, how do we want to actually be? And when I say be, I mean like not waking up and say, you know, I want to be successful. That is great. But who do you want to become, right, in order to get to that success? So when I wake up, I say, I want to be strong, you know, or not even I want to be. I am strong. I am powerful. I am courageous. I am bold. I am worthy. You know, whatever it is that you want to say, or whoever it is, I am meek. Whatever it is that you want to be, you have to become the best version of yourself. And you just have to sit down and write to yourself, who do I want to be? Not what do I want to have, okay? And so that's how we're going to start it off. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was acceptance. Okay, y'all. Now, this can be a tough one for some people. And what I wrote down by acceptance was accepting your identity, your habits, your friends, your relationships, the good and the bad. So before you can ever step into who you want to be, you literally have to first dissect who you already are, right? And you have to break down what is your identity right now? What does your friendships look like right now? What does your relationships look like right now? What does your habits look like right now? And when you dissect that and get to the core of that and you accept it, you may not like it. You may feel like you deserve more, or you're worthy than more, or you're more worthy than what you are in right now, which is absolutely true. But you have to still accept it because that is who you have attracted to this date, right? So once you accept the good and the bad of who you are, then you can dissect it and then you can say, okay, you know what? How can I change my story around? How can I change my habits around? You know, from where I'm no longer, I'm going to just use me as myself as an example, where I'm no longer, you know, smoking and drinking and stuff like that. Now I'm coming home. I'm looking for new books. I'm always looking for new hobbies, you know, like trying new stuff. Like I never used to be in love with nature, y'all. I was not the nature girl. Don't take me outside. I don't do the bugs. No, baby, that wasn't me. But as I got older, I learned how to appreciate and love different things because I had to change my habits, right? And I had to fit the woman of who I wanted to be. And that just comes with transformation, right? And changing everything around you. So once you get to the point where your acceptance of who you are, then you can first step into your identity, right? And as for me, I found my identity through God, through Jesus Christ. And a lot of times we can find our identity through a lot of different things, whether it's clubs or drugs or sex or whatever it is that you find your identity through your friendships. And that's why nowadays we see so many people who you can look at their Instagram pages or talk to them and they really don't know who they are. They just dibbling and dabbing, you know, in every other thing but who they are. And they're always changing, you know, the way they dress, the way they talk, who they hang around, like, you know, different friend groups and stuff like that. It's not because they're a bad person. It's just because they just don't know their identity yet. And that is okay. And then, so once you find your identity, and I would definitely recommend finding your identity through God, because that's the only way that you're going to actually know who you are from the inside out, right? Then you can go into your habits, okay? Then you can dissect your habits and figure out what habits do I need to change in order to become who I am. Okay, if I'm looking at a woman who, that's the other thing. You have to look and follow people of who you want to become, and you have to study them, right? Study the person that's already in the position of where you want to be or who you want to become. Study them, study their habits, you know, study their lifestyle, study their friend groups, literally study them, because that's exactly who you're going to have to become in the mornings. And I would say the one thing in becoming a new version of who you are is consistency. You literally have to create morning and night routines. If you do not have a morning and night routine, baby, you just living life. You're not living life with a purpose. You're not going anywhere in life. You're just going to completely stay stagnant. The only way to get to success is through your morning and night routine. Success is found in your daily routines, right? So come up with a morning routine. Like when I first get up, I thank God, I drop to my knees, I pray, I read through all of my books and stuff. And this is all before I even leave out my room. I'm reading through all of my books and stuff. Then I'll get up, you know, go brush my teeth, wash my face, all of that. Then come back out and maybe I'm stretching or doing yoga or cooking my breakfast, taking my vitamins. And while all of that is going on, I got my praise and worship on. But whatever it is that your morning routine is, literally do it, you know. And after that, go to the gym and then start your day. And I would say the number one excuse that people always say is, well, there's not enough time, you know, in a day for that. And there's more than enough time in the day for you to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. It's just the fact that you're going to have to learn how to be disciplined, and you're going to have to learn how to sacrifice something. You got to give up something in order to get something else. In order for you to gain success, you got to give up something. So it's really in what is it that you're releasing? What can you release in order to become that version of you? I had to sacrifice my sleep. It was no longer me getting up an hour before, you know, I had to go to work. I now had to get up at 4:30 a.m. in order to go through my entire morning routine and start my day and eat my breakfast and work out and be healthy. Like, I had to sacrifice my sleep in order to become who I am. So becoming a new version of you and accepting that version of you is you literally have to sacrifice and release something. You have to give up something, whether you're a morning person or a night person, whichever one it is. You have to learn how to give up something. You have to give up certain friendships, certain friend groups. You have to give up situationships. Okay, y'all, because I've been there, done that. Get out of them situationships, baby. I promise you, get out of them. They are not good for you. You know you deserve better. You know that you can have better. But the reason why you're not doing better is because you have not created any morning and night routines. You have not sat down and wrote an entire list of who you want to be, and then become committed to that list so much that you just completely forget about the situationships and the old friendships, because you're so focused on the now, and you're so focused on doing what it is that you need to do in order to get to the place that God has told you that you're supposed to be. So that is acceptance. So the next thing we're going to go to is expectations. I love this one because it's so easy. Lose them. You should not have expectations for other people. When you become the best version of you and you step into who God called you to be, you will release your expectations to people, because you will be so full of joy, of peace, of happiness, of wisdom and knowledge that you're not expecting anything from anyone. You're literally just giving, right? When you're a child of God, you're a giver. You just give whatever it is that he tells you to give. And a lot of the times when you give to certain people, you won't always in return get back what you gave them from that person. Sometimes, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, you'll always get what you gave to a person from another person. Sometimes in another season, sometimes in another month, whatever it is, you'll always get back what you gave, but it won't come from another person. So lose your expectations, okay? You should just be who you are and be comfortable in who you are, and not expect anything from anyone else, right? So that one was easy, y'all. Just lose them. Lose the expectations. I put / letting go. I don't know why God wanted me to talk about letting go, but I feel like letting go for a lot of us is like one of the hardest things, okay, for us to do. Like, it's so easy to say like, oh, all you gotta do is let go. But then when it's actually time to let go, it's actually hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not as easy as people make it seem. Trust me, I've been there. Especially when it comes to like situationships, okay? And I say situationships because a lot of times, y'all, we not in no relationship, and we know we not in no relationships, and we be sitting there having all these expectations from these men, women, whoever it is, and you know that they're not the person for you, and you know that you should let them go, and you know that you should leave them, and you know that you deserve better, and you know that you're not supposed to be there, and you know that if this were to get out on the internet, baby, you be embarrassed, girl, because people have a different level of respect for you, and they know who you are, so they be sitting at you, looking at you like, girl, why are you settling? You know, you out here, you know, you could be doing X, Y, and Z, helping people. You're so gifted in whatever you do, whatever your purpose is, lashes, writing, speaking, rapping, whatever your purpose is, you know, people could look at you and say, like, why are you settling, right? And that's something that I had to ask myself all the time, like, why do you keep settling? Stop settling. And it was because there was something in me that I was still missing, and I wasn't fully stepping into the complete version of who God called me to be, right? So this is a word for somebody. This is a confirmation for somebody that just stumbled across this video of God saying, let it go, baby. Because when you let it go, I promise you, God will open the floodgates of heaven on you, where you will have no room to even be able to receive all of the blessings, the miracles, the signs, the new relationship, the marriage, the kids, the house, the car, the new purpose, whatever it is. You won't even have room to receive all of it. That's how blessed you will be. Anybody else want to be that blessed? I know I do. Period. Who? But so you got to let that go. You got to let them situations go. You got to let old friendships go. There's some of y'all who God has been poking at your spirit and telling you, you know, about a certain friend. Maybe they have been fake or gossiping, or maybe you heard something, or maybe you just didn't like their character. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might be in the presence of them and all they do is talk, you know, talk about somebody else in your presence. And you like, whatever somebody does in your presence, they're going to do it in somebody else's presence. So if they feel comfortable enough to talk about you in your presence, then you best believe that they're going to feel comfortable enough to talk about you in somebody else's presence. And you got to let them go. Okay. You should always have friendships of people that bring out a different version of you, friendships that reciprocate what you can pour, right? So I got about 2 friends that God told me, or the only 2, well, 3 friends that God told me that I can take to the next level with me. And everyone else, you know, I had to let them go. And not to say that I don't love them. I love you, but I got to love you from afar. In this season, I'm only bringing the people who genuinely, have been there, who answer the phone when I call, and who can reciprocate what I pour. When I'm speaking life into them, they're literally speaking life right back into me, right? And those are the type of friendships that you need. People who can not just tell you, not just a yes man, not somebody who just tells you what you want to hear. No, you need friends who actually want to tell you the truth, and you may not like it, right? Those are the type of people that you need around me. I don't need no yes people. I like people to tell me exactly what it is. Check me. What did I do wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know so that I can work on me. I love being corrected because I'm always trying to grow and I'm trying to learn. So I'm very open when it comes to those that I love that actually give me feedback on what it is that I need to work on, right? So let them go, okay? This is God telling you to let it go, baby. If you need to make a promise to yourself and say, I promise myself, I will cry myself to sleep before I text that man again, before I text that woman again, do it, baby, because it's so worth it. I promise you, what's on the other side of you releasing, right, is something greater than you can ever imagine. Because if you think about it, it's kind of like if you hold your hands up like this, right, and you literally have all of these okay. If you literally open your hands up and your hands are filled with so many different situationships and relationships, and your hands are sticky because now you didn't touch this and you didn't touch bad habits and different situationships, then you don't have room for God to bless you. Your hands are not empty and open and ready to receive everything that God is trying to give you. So you literally have to release it and clear your entire life and clear your entire hands of everything that does not serve the version of you that God is calling you to. Okay. So the next thing I want to say is releasing the need to know how and when. And this is something that I struggle with, y'all. So releasing the need to know how and when is literally getting to the point where you trust God so much that you don't have to know every single detail. Okay, if God is the CEO of your life and you are the manager of your life, you don't need to know every single detail. And if you did know every single detail of your life, then there would be no point of us to have faith, right? We wouldn't need faith if we knew everything. So God is asking you to just be obedient and to trust that as soon as you take the first step, the next foot will follow. So you just have to release the need to know how and when it's going to happen, and just be so focused on the now, and be so focused on what God is telling you to do in this season, and focusing on you and your mindset and your habits and your friendships, and creating space, an open space for God to be able to talk to you, to bless you, to bring in new friendships, new relationships that will actually serve the person that he's calling you to be. Okay. So, and the fourth one that I wanted to talk about is you have to acknowledge your pain. Okay. This is a big one. So in order for you to get to the next level, you cannot take pain that you have dealt with in your last season into your new season, or you're literally just going to create the same outcome. The same type of year that you had last year is the same type of year you're going to have the next year, because you have not healed from any of your pain. So whatever your pain is, whether it's from a heartbreak, whether it's daddy issues, mommy issues, whatever it is, you have to acknowledge it. You have to accept it. You have to sit down with yourself. You have to write it out, and you have to be honest with yourself. And honesty starts with yourself. So many times we expect other people to be honest with us when we can't even sit down and be honest with ourselves and actually tell ourselves exactly how we feel about a certain situation or a past situation. So sit down with your pain and acknowledge it and dissect it and break it down, and be honest with yourself and say, oh, that really did hurt me. That he really did betray me, or she really did betray me, or, you know, I really did put my all into them and got nothing in return. Whatever it is, acknowledge it and accept it. And then you'll be able to move forward from it, right? So the fifth one that I wanted to say is setting boundaries. And this is the biggest one, y'all, okay? This is one that I had to learn over time, and I had to actually get serious about this one, because people will do little things to try to get you to change your boundaries for them, right? Because they don't want to, a lot of people don't want to see you grow. People that are not for you, they don't want to see you set those boundaries, because those boundaries will begin to be set for them. But you have to do it anyways. Set boundaries for yourself. Set boundaries for your friendships. Set boundaries even for your best friends. Literally set boundaries for you. And boundaries can mean saying no. You know, you got to get comfortable with telling people no, and not always telling people yes. Do you want to go out here? Do you want to go this? No, I can't do it. Why? Because you're so focused on becoming a new version of you that you no longer could do what you used to do, because you know that you have a goal. You know that you have a place that God has called you to, and backtracking and partying all the time, or drinking and smoking and stuff, all of that is just distraction. Relationships, all of that is just distraction. So you literally have to set boundaries. And I would say the number one boundary that I started with was being comfortable and loving the word no. Okay. Be okay with telling people no. In order to protect yourself, to protect your energy, to protect your mind, and to protect this new version of you, especially when you're in the baby stages of creating this new version of who you're called to be. You literally have to protect it as if it's a newborn baby, because you don't want different people and different things to come into it, and now it's infected, and now it's all messed up, and now you got to start all over again. Trust me, I done been there so many times. So be committed to setting boundaries for yourself. And I would say stepping into who you are, stepping into who you are will probably be one of the most challenging things that you would do, but it's so worth it. It's so worth the tears. It's so worth the sleepless nights. It's so worth the friendships. It's worth the, you know, thinking in your head, why me? Why that haven't happened? Why this? Why the, all the whys? It's worth it, because on the other side of that is growth. On the other side of that is abundance. It's favor. It's overflow. It's literally everything that you have dreamed about is on the other side of you stepping into who you are and releasing everything that no longer serves the version that God is calling you to be. Okay. So, every Saturday I will be dedicated to a new topic, on my YouTube channel. So make sure, what do y'all say on YouTube? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all next Saturday. Bye.